Welcome to the John McAllister Sports Report. Today we're going to go to around the state and interview one of my top football prospects in the 2026 class here in Ohio. I think Kaden Gebhardt from Olentangy, going to be a senior, plays strong safety, nickel, one of the inside DBs. There are all kind of names for it, but he is a good, very tough football player. I watched him play as a freshman, and I also watched a lot of video on him as his junior year, and he has really, really good toughness, speed, closing speed, and he's a great kid. He also plays baseball and two-sport guy and does really well in both. So if you sit back and enjoy my video podcast with Olentangy High School's Kaden Gebhardt in the class of 2026. As I said earlier today, my guest is from Olentangy High School, Kaden Gebhardt. Strong safety, tough guy. I watched him play as a freshman a little bit. I remember him because he was a freshman, and now he's going into his senior year and highly recruited. And honestly, I think, Kaden, you're one of the best top players in Ohio. I don't know what that means, if that means top 10, top 15, but you are a good football player. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, let's start off. Why football, Kaden? You look like a wrestler. You look like a track guy because you're fast. Why football?
I like the physicality of the sport. Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. I love being physical, and that's like a big part of my game. So
everybody says, for me, they like to hit and not get in trouble. Okay, like to punish guys and not get in trouble. Okay, not get yelled at and everything. So that's a good sign. When did you start playing football?
I started playing football when as young as I can remember. I always had a football in my hand. So I've been playing tackle since I think second or third grade.
Okay, but let's talk about you. Okay, who as you look back, who have been some influences on you? Who has kind of taken you under their wing a little bit and said, "Hey, you can do this"? Anybody kind of pushing you a lot?
I would say, Coach Velasquez. Yeah, I know his son played at Michigan two sports and is now at Ohio State, and he's pushed me a ton. And he was my middle school coach, and I still work out. I worked out with him. So after my 8th grade season, I went to him to work out with him, and they transformed my body, and then now I'm big and strong now. But yeah, they've been a big influence. I would say actually my baseball coach, my travel team coach, Travis Church, he's helped me a ton. And I would say those two guys, and then also Kenny Stafford, my speed trainer, he's helped me a ton. I think those are three people that have really helped me a ton.
Okay. I know your first guy. I've known him since for many, many years.
Oh yeah.
And he's a heck of a guy. He's a salesman too. He thinks he's trying to get one over on me, but I'm smarter than he is. Okay. No, he's a great guy. Stafford I wrote about when he played.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude. I trained with him this morning. I get there at 4:50. We start working out at 5. We get working until 6, probably till 6:25, 6:30, and then head back home.
That's good. That's really good. I have posters, and I was a football coach and an English teacher, and I have all these cliches and all these posters. Are there words that you live by? Are there words that like a poster for you? Leave it on the field, all those kind of things. If not,
Um,
that's okay.
yeah, I would say one thing I ever like I always go by is like never satisfied. Like I'm never satisfied with something. Like you always got
Okay,
something you gotta get better at. That's something I always live by. And yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's probably
good,
one. Yeah.
good. Okay, yeah. Let's don't forget school here. Is the library a foreign country to you, or in school, or do you study and get good grades or not?
Yeah, I still didn't get good grades. I think I'm close to a 3.6 right now. I'm at like a 3.5. So
Okay, that's
yeah.
really good. Get that out of the way. Get that
Oh
out
yeah,
of the
got
way.
to. Yeah, I actually got the ACT tomorrow. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's really good. And the better you do, the more monies you can get, you know?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when I speak to groups of football players, everybody wants to give you this spiel about grades. And
Mhm.
first thing I say is, if you don't understand grades, man, you've been sleeping under a rock. I don't think I have to motivate you to study. If you're
Oh yeah,
not doing it
absolutely.
right now, it's too late. Okay, it's one first silly question. If you could hang out with a person for one day, alive or dead, who would it be and why? Who would you like to emulate or be around for 6 in the morning till midnight?
Mm.
What would it be?
Let me see. I'm gonna go with the football player. I'm gonna go with Ed Reed because I feel like our game is similar. I mean, he comes down, hits, and he go gets that ball, and I think that's how I play. So I mean, like hanging out with him would be sweet. He's my favorite player.
Ed
So
Reed. Yeah, he's
yeah,
retired now. I
I
think
like
he's
Ed Reed.
coaching. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
he
watch
was
his
a tough
highlights
guy.
before every game. I watch his highlights
That's
before every
really
game.
good.
It gets me hyped
That's
up.
really good. Okay, let's talk about football. Favorite position, I think, is probably like a strong safety, a nickel, or you know, with your speed, you could probably slide back and play safety sometime.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
So
you got to be running downhill because you pursue and you hit. Okay,
oh yeah, yes sir.
and you told me before we came on, measured 6'1" and a half. It's really good. Bouncing around 200, that's really good. And of course, you're going to get bigger, stronger when you get to college. I mean, that's just obviously.
Yeah,
Okay. What do you have to, what are your strong points as a free safety?
I would say tracking the football and then hitting physicality. I think that's a huge part of my game. I mean, 'cause I'm not scared to hit nobody. And I think that's like I think that's one thing as a safety I do that others don't. Is come down and hit. I mean, I hit. I think I hit like a linebacker at safety. So
Okay. Well, I think what you do is closing speed, I call it, and then finishing. I mean,
yeah.
you run through a guy. You don't just you just your best speed's probably 2 feet, 2 yards away. I
Oh
mean, from
yeah,
the
yeah. Gotta
ball
drive the feet. Yeah.
because that's where you really come on. Okay,
hmm
really come. What do you have to work on as a football player?
Um, I would, I would say probably just in coverage a little bit because I'm not really asked to play much like man to man. So I feel like that's one thing I just gotta get more like reps at probably to prepare me for the next level. Because I mean, college football now, and you're playing a ton of man to man.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's one thing is like man to man. Probably, I think
Okay.
I just gotta keep getting better at that because I'm gonna have to guard. I mean, fast slots in college. So I mean, I gotta get ready for that. So I think that's
Well,
probably one thing. Yeah.
I think with that, you're talking about your quick feet and things like that when you're playing that man,
Oh
your
yeah,
hips and stuff.
changing direction, and
Right.
everything. So I think
And
that's one thing that I gotta bang out.
redirect is what, they got different words for it now. It's a big thing. But the thing with redirect is everybody needs to work on that in high school. I mean,
Yeah.
until you get to college where they really, really, it's so much different as far as training. But you have that, and you have that, and you have the initial quickness.
hmm
Okay. So those are good. That's what I see in you. Okay. And
Yes,
I
sir.
see you, and if you can slide out and play the slot. I mean, that's probably one of the positions you would, if you're playing man, I would guess.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know how you guys do it for sure. Okay, let's talk more football. You have to improve on that. Tell me about film study. tape study. Why is that important? And tell me you do a lot of it.
Yeah, I do a ton of it. Just like the read keys. I mean, you get like as a player, if you know what's coming, I mean that you're making plays. So I think a big thing is film study and just reading keys and stuff like that
Can't
and
you?
tendencies.
Right. You,
Yeah.
if you look at it long enough, now I joke about this. I was a head football coach, I don't know, 60, 50 years ago. But back then we had the old Super 8, we had the old 16 millimeter. I mean, that's crazy. Now you guys, shoot, you can sit right there and look at your phone probably and watch
Oh
your game.
yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Just watch huddle. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, but don't you feel like uh, if you, Caden, if you study it, you really get a feel on game night. Then
Oh
you
yeah,
just get a
100%. Yeah.
feel. And plus, you have to have that feeling. But I think if you watch it, and plus yourself, you may point out, look at things that and I'm sure Coach would point that out to you as well. Even your junior high coaches and things. I think those guys all study film, which
Oh
is
yeah.
really, really good. Okay, going into your senior year, okay, hopefully you'll have a bunch of them this year. What's one scrapbook moment? I call it scrapbook. What's one thing so far in your young career that that you'll always remember so far?
Oh yeah, that's definitely our my freshman year, second game of the year. Starting at safety. We went to overtime with I think it is Notre Dame Cathedral Latin.
Okay,
And I got a pass breakup in overtime to seal the game. So that's one moment I always remember.
well, that's definitely
Yeah,
one.
and then another moment, I like Central Cross and I had 3 picks in that game as a freshman. I always remember
Really,
that. Yeah,
really. Okay,
yeah.
it's really good. It's good that you've done so much of that. You've played so much so far that you continue to get better. Because
Oh
some
yeah.
guys get lazy. I mean, I think that other linebacker down there, I forget his name right now.
Oh,
He won't
CJ
do,
Salmon? CJ
huh?
Salmon? CJ
Yeah,
Salmon, my
he
teammate?
won't do a video podcast with me. But
Oh,
you talk to him. I think
yeah, I
you two
will.
guys are tremendous defensive players.
Oh, yes,
I
sir.
mean, TJ, he just came out, and both of you guys have kind of come out of nowhere with me. Okay, last dumb question. Okay, what's one talent that you don't have that you'd like to have, but you'll never get?
Probably if I would, I mean, I'm not really sure, but probably if I was like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", being tall like that, I mean, that would be fun. But yeah,
Okay. So you'll probably never be able to be a stuff a basketball. Or can
yeah,
you? You
yeah.
probably can.
Oh, I can dunk, but yeah.
Okay. No, that's just a dumb question. Couple more questions and we'll be done. What did Let's talk about what advice would you give to a freshman this summer, this fall? What would you tell him if he's really, really thinking about hanging it up? What advice? You're a senior. What would you tell him? Or
I
a
would just say,
sophomore?
I would just say keep working. I mean, the grind cheats nobody. Yeah, like I mean, even my freshman year, like my big thing is like winning every battle. Like you gotta win every battle you go into. Like freshman year, like I had the
Yeah,
biggest goals. I was like, I want to start in both sports, baseball and football, and be all OC and all district in both of them. And as a freshman, I did that in both sports, and started as a freshman on varsity. So I mean, I always have big goals. You gotta have big goals and chase those.
shoot for
So
the moon. Shoot for the moon.
yeah,
You gotta, and guys like me even have goals to be the best. You do.
yeah,
Okay.
and also never be satisfied in anything. You gotta get better. There's
Yeah.
always something you gotta get better at. You're never perfect. So
Okay, I have a couple more. Uh, what You played baseball, and
yeah.
then okay, you would play a winter sport, or you just work out?
I work out. Yeah, I work out
Okay.
baseball. We had our first tryout yesterday, so yeah,
So
we're getting into that.
why do you think it's important? And I would think you would to play more than one sport in high school. whether you're at Olentangy or Jonathan Alder or any place, Cardington. Why do you think it's important to play more than one
I
sport?
mean, I mean, live out your like live out in high school. I mean, you don't get. I mean, you get a chance to play another sport. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I love baseball, and you just beat I guess, hang out with the guys and stuff, and play a sport you love. You can't beat that. I think I mean, that's a big reason why I play two sports.
Okay. Okay. How about you? Obviously, have different coaches. You look at, are they different? You learn about different coaches and you play for different guys. Is there anything?
Oh yeah, yeah. You learn different stuff like every day from my coach
Okay.
in high school and stuff.
What position do you play in baseball?
Center field.
Well, I would guess, man, you cover ground, I would assume, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
You got a strong arm, I hope.
yeah. I got a strong arm. Yeah, I
You
do.
just have to cover ground.
Yeah,
Okay. What do you hit, right or left?
I hit righty. Yeah, righty.
Okay. Okay. That's really good. Okay. I was going to give you some hard times on baseball, but I won't because I was a catcher. But
Oh, I got you.
that's the best position. I couldn't play outfield because they put me out there once, and when the ball goes over your head and you misjudge it, and the ball goes between your legs, that's not good. You know it.
Oh no, no, that's not good. That's not
I'm
good.
joking with you, man. Okay, couple more questions. Energy, energy is huge. Okay, you're a senior. You got senioritis. I hope not. You're lazy. Yeah, I hope you don't have any of those things.
Nah,
Energy. I'm joking with you. Energy is huge. What kind of energy will you bring to Olentangy this year?
I mean,
Senior year.
yeah, positive energy, and we got big goals. I mean, our goal is to win all 10 games and then
What
go in the
kind of
playoffs.
energy, Caden, will you bring? What will you
Oh,
do?
a ton. Yeah, positive energy. I'm get the guys hyped up before games. Like we're going in and rehab. I mean, win mentality, going in there and dominating every opponent we play. That's what we gotta have. I mean, I'm just gonna get positive energy to the guys, and I think we're a good chance to do just that.
Well, as a leader, are you a yeller or are you a quiet leader?
I would
Or
say,
both?
I would say, I lead by example.
Okay.
I would say sometimes I'm loud, but like not all the time. I say I lead by example. A little bit, I would say a little bit quieter, but I'll get on the guys if they're not doing like they're like playing out their potential. Man,
But one thing nice, you get on the guys, but you can walk your talk, right?
yeah,
Because if
yeah.
you say something to the guys, they probably are not going to come back in your face very often. And I'm
Oh
sure it's
no,
positive energy that you're bringing to that team,
oh yes, sir.
being a senior leader. Good. Okay, let's talk about. I'm going to come and recruit you. Okay, and I've seen some of the players. Well, I've done this for a long time. What's one strength that you have? Like I came to your game once and I saw one of the guys I was looking at and I was really disappointed
Hmm.
because he didn't play hard all the time.
Yeah.
But but let's go to a different way. What's a quality, your number one quality? I don't care about your abilities, but what as a person, what's one quality you think jumps out at you?
100% effort all the time. And anything I do, I give 100 on it. I
Okay,
mean,
so you're
yeah,
you're committed
yeah.
to do. Okay, good. Okay, let's talk about recruiting. This is not really a recruiting podcast. These other guys are smarter than I am. They do that.
Mhm.
Okay, but let's talk about recruiting. What are some schools that you like now?
I like Clemson, Ohio State, Penn State, Wisconsin, Notre Dame, and Tennessee. I like those schools a lot.
And you'll go to camps this summer, right?
No, I camped. I did 3 camps last summer, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any more camps.
Oh, you're not doing three this year?
No, I mean, I ended on a good note. I got off of that Penn State camp, and after that, I was just like, I want to end on a good note.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. That's really interesting. You're not caught up in trying to impress everybody.
Oh no, I mean, film don't lie. Film don't lie. So.
For some reason, I like camps because honestly, all I look at are attitudes. If I
Yeah.
came and watched you at a camp, I would watch your attitude. Does he quit? Does he aggressive and all that kind of stuff? It's interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, I came. It took us a while, but I really appreciate you doing this interview with me
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely. Yeah. Sorry about the problems that
we're
we met
good.
met on the way, but we made it.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I wish you the very best. Okay, because you
Thank you.
are. My goodness, you've got to be. And I know I read all these things, but you've got to be one of my top 10, 15 players. Okay,
Mm.
regardless of position.
Yes, sir.
So I really appreciate your help. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.